right, so good evening and welcome to week 1, night 1, episode 2 of Art Talks at AIM Dance Summerfest. And I'm here with Gina and Eduardo. And let's try to go in order this time, Amy. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Sure. So, I'm Gina Laurenzi. I'm new to Texas in general.
Welcome.
So thank you. So this is my first Texas festival.
Yes.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I was very excited. Still am. But you want me to go way back or how?
I mean, however much you want to tell us.
Okay.
What are the highlights about you?
Yes.
Let's write you into dance history.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here for it. So fun that I'm sitting next to you. This is just interesting when I think about my beginnings.
Yeah.
You'll hear more about Eduardo later, but has me thinking. I really got my start in the dance world and in Chicago with Giordano Dance Chicago. And I was scholarship student and then in the second company, Giordano 2. And I was training ballet, jazz, and Giordano jazz, and a little bit of modern, tap, all the things. And then spent a few years doing that. And then decided to kind of go some different directions, ended up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, because I decided I wanted to go to school. I realized I was the youngest at the time and I hadn't gone for my undergrad and other people had. And I was starting to feel like if I want this to be a career and I want to teach in higher ed, what do I want to do? I was sort of thinking about all these things and all the options and how do I stretch this into a career. So I decided to go to UWM, University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And then I got involved in Milwaukee dancing, found contemporary dance. Long story short, for me, I loved my training that I got in Chicago with Giordano, but with contemporary dance, I found that there was a way for me to bring my other interests in and express myself a little differently through movement that I felt I wasn't quite able to do with other forms. And contemporary made me realize there's some other options out there for me. So I really connected with it. And then it was sort of about everything, taking class with anyone I could take class with, all the professors there, but then also guest artists. I still was traveling to participate in intensives and things like that. And then years later, I went back to UWM for grad school. I was a lecturer there for a long time, but then also went for grad school. And then soon after, I moved to Texas last year, skip ahead several years, and I got a position at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Yes. So I've been down there, and I've been teaching as an assistant professor for this last year. So now I'm kind of just exploring and getting my work out in Texas. Yeah. That's where I am at this point.
That's a journey.
It was a journey.
Yeah. Well, first, thank you for having us. I'm very excited. I'm Eduardo Zambrana, and just going way back, I started dancing traditional Bolivian folk dances, and that's where I grew up. I was there for my first 18 years. And one thing that I really love about Bolivia is that you have a lot of passion, but we don't have higher education in dance. So that's part of the reason why I decided to pursue something bigger than what Bolivia was offering. I ended up going to the University of Arizona in Tucson. And that's where I met amazing faculty that worked with Giordano Dance Chicago, actually. And I was there for my undergrad, and then also I did my MFA, graduated in 2021. And
congratulations.
Thank you. It was a journey. I'm not doing it again. Thank goodness. I loved it. I loved the whole program. One of my faculty mentors, she introduced me to Giordano. She was like, I think you would be a really good fit for this. And I didn't know anything. I didn't know about Chicago. I didn't know about the company, but I trusted her. And funny enough, I auditioned for the company twice. And the first time I didn't make it. But the second time they were looking specifically for men dancers. And I reached out and Nan, the director, I was like, Nan, I really want to be in this company. And what do I need to do?
Yes.
She said, just come to audition. And I did. And then the rest is history. And that's why it was so funny, because then Gina and I just recently met. Yeah. We recently just met in a couple weeks ago for certification in Chicago.
Wow, and I didn't know this.
Mhm.
Right, so when we paired these artists together, I'm like, no. I mean, I was
Yeah.
comparing you because of your dances. And there's some overlapping themes, possibly.
I did see
I thought
that.
we
I
were
did
going to
see- I-
talk about
I
that.
thought it was gonna. It's so
But
interesting.
to have your paths cross in that way, that's really, it's serendipitous. But I'm seeing a lot of that in these festivals. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about the festivals and getting out of our own areas and going and meeting other people is how much we actually do have in common, right? And it's the pathways and the journeys that we take. I mean, I grew up dance and drill team, went to college, I found modern dance. Here we are. Here we are. Completely changed the trajectory of my life, just stepping out and having these small little experiences or meeting someone who says, hey, I think this might be for you. I think that's really beautiful. And I'm so happy we were able to
Full
bring
circle
you back.
moment.
Bring you back right here. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about the works that you have tonight individually that are going up this weekend. And then I might have some more direct questions for you.
So my work is called Vamos a la Fiesta, and the inspiration for it was that I had to go back to Bolivia to get my green card. So I was there for like 6 months without knowing if I was going to be able to make it back to the US. So throughout the whole process, it was a little bit of a scary moment for me in my life. But one thing that I learned throughout all of that was like finding that hope. And I had reconnected with a lot of my friends from back in high school that I think before going back, I haven't seen any of them like over 10 years. But the moment that we saw each other, it was like nothing had changed, and it was like very special to me. And so the whole piece is about getting ready to go out with partying with your friends. And I just wanted to make something very hopeful, very fun, a little quirky in those moments, because when you're your friends, I think it's like one of those moments where you can be yourself.
Yes.
So yeah, that's how it started.
Yes.
So my piece is called Wasteland. And I'm doing this because I am in this place right now, the last few years, where I can't stop thinking about, as human beings, like what we're doing to the planet.
Yes.
So it's like I can't stop thinking about it. So one thing I've really been interested in very much since grad school too, I kind of spiraled into it. I'm just very interested in creating work that explores the human impact on the planet and kind of creates this, I call it like the choreographic ecosystem. Sometimes there's projection and other elements. This one is sort of about the clothing that's discarded and placed, and how we've created this world, and then we try to like submerge ourselves within it, and then hopefully makes the audience kind of become hopefully they can see themselves in it and then connect it to their own life experiences, and maybe become more aware of choices that are made in our own lives. So it's never like I like to throw this in there, it's never like I'm not perfect. I just had Starbucks and wasted a plastic cup, it's like we all do these things, but so it's more about like we're all doing it. And we're all responsible for the outcome. So the piece is sort of like, what's your part in that? And it hopefully just encourages people to consider their actions.
Consciousness.
Yeah. Because I think it's important we all become more aware of what we're doing as we move through our day.
Who, what, where, when, why, and how are we existing in this space and in this time?
And this something I work with a lot. I'm super passionate about also doing some pieces in nature, but this one specific is about really the human actions. And I don't want to give like too much, but I'll say that I saw an exhibit before I left the Midwest to move to Texas. at the Shedd Aquarium, Plastic Paradox, I think it's called. I think so. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's so, check it out. This little plug. No, yeah, it's really great. And I saw some of the images taken by the artist, and I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, oh God, I know what then my next piece is. And this was actually maybe over a year ago, I think, or something, maybe like a year and a half ago. But I first set the work on a group of students at UWM before I left. It was a large group piece, and it was like maybe 22 minutes. And then I decided I really want to keep working these ideas, but I really wanted to see it in duet form. And actually, it wasn't supposed to be me performing it, but I had a dancer who had to attend a wedding this weekend. So understood. So we, So we worked it out. But my dancer, Zoe Mae Gleiss, she's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we've been Zooming to kind of get the piece back because we created a version last summer that was duet form.
Okay.
And then we worked it, reworked it. I set myself in it, and we did it over Zoom to like bring it back to life. So yeah, it's been like a journey with the piece, but it's very much in the world of all the kind of works that I've been creating recently. Yeah.
We have a theme.
Yeah, I have a theme.
A theme. And speaking of the clothes, I believe that really the visual, we are both using clothing as a visual in our work. And that was kind of, I'm interested in that overlapping theme, especially now that I know what the works are about. And it's two, not completely different ends of the spectrum, but completely different ideas, but yet using almost a very similar medium, you know? So how does that, let's go with you, Eduardo. How do you feel about that? How does it influence you? How does this fashion and clothing and things, how does that come into play?
Well, let me go back a little bit too.
Okay,
So,
sure.
the original cast, like the original piece was created for 5 dancers actually. And I wanted to do 5 because I have 4 best friends back home, and then with me would be the 5th person. I just remember like every time we would like try to plan something, we would like spend a lot of time like trying to figure out what to wear. And that's like, and I'm a guy, I don't know, like, you know, like I feel like I shouldn't be spending this much time like figure out what to wear. But I thought it would be something that a lot of people could reflect on that situation and like feel identified to, which is why I wanted to, in this specific cast, I have them like wear like sparkly clothes as well, which is like something like I would love to do every day, you know?
Yes.
But my laundry machine would not be very happy with that. And I don't know, I wanted to find like different ways to like interact with the clothes, which without giving too much away, like you'll see like clothes being tossed, being like trying to be wear in parts of the body that shouldn't be going to. And overall, I just wanted to have that idea of like finding that special piece of clothing that would make you feel the most sexy and diva of your life, and just be ready for your night to go out.
I think that is a universal concept. I mean, even if you're not going out to the club, there is this idea. I mean, what you wear in a sense becomes a part of your identity, and trying to find the right thing in the right spot at the right time for the right moment. I feel a lot of us spend a lot of time doing that.
Yes.
So it does seem quite universal. I mean, you're sitting here telling your story. I'm like, yes, I remember doing this with my friends. Yes. We should do it again soon.
Absolutely.
Why are we not wearing sparkles and going to the club? Well, there aren't any clubs there anymore.
Just going off of that, I grew up, I have a big family. So I have a lot of cousins that are older than me. And I grew up where all my clothes were like hand down to me. So in like growing up, I never had like the option of choosing what I want to wear. And now as an adult, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know anything about like my own like personal fitting, you know, like what I would like to wear. So it's
who am I in this? Who am I in this? It's not beyond this body, but who am I? It is what you represent. It's what you take into the world. The way that we style our hair or do our makeup or the jewelry we wear, it is. It's I joke and I say, what is my costume going to be today? And I will change my costume or slightly my identity, because no, I'm not going to go with a feather boa and sparkles to go meet with my boss.
Right.
I don't understand why not, but you're welcome. Yeah.
It's been a work in progress, and I will say this shirt, it's one of the first ones that I picked, like by myself, and it's one of my favorites.
I love that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great. I was thinking that earlier. I was like, wow, great shirt.
I don't mean I'm staring at it, but yeah.
Totally forgot the question, but I think.
Well, the clothing and how we're using this tactile something. I mean, I feel like the clothes themselves have become characters in the work. They are a part of the movement and the flow and all of these things.
Yeah. So for mine, it's more about, because it's about sort of consumerism, capitalism, textile waste. We are handling our clothes much differently, I think, in the sense that it's like we don't even care. We're just like, another one. So handling it differently to address maybe a different moment in our person's life, or so not being as particular and selective with what we're choosing or what we've chosen. It's like it just doesn't matter. We're just removing the next, getting rid of the next. And then I'll just say that then the piece in general, there's a lot of us moving through the clothing, or just like realizing we're moving through the clothing, moving over the clothing, discarding the clothing, and then sort of trying to remove ourselves from the scene. So our relationship to the clothing becomes really important. I don't want to give like too much away, but that's what I'll say. We're viewing it in a different way. Yeah. We don't put it on ever, for example.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But it does feel like it is a relationship with, regardless of the intention behind it, there is a relationship to this tangible something that is outside of us. And what does that represent for us? And though you're using clothing now, the audience could find a different connection or a different way into it. That shirt or blouse or skirt could represent something else for them. And I think that's what I really appreciate about the work that we're creating, is that it can be universal, it can connect us, and it all goes back to the humanity and the humanness of who we are. And I think that that's really important. I do have a question for you. This is just my peak interest, is this idea of being an artivist. You've heard this word before? Yeah, an art activist. So some might say that the themes that you're using could potentially be political, right? Using some of these hot topic words. Do you consider yourself an activist in this way, or is it simply a processing of your thoughts in this moment in relationship to this question?
I think I do. I think I'll say no. I do.
Still
but
in process.
I just try to, again, I'm really careful, because I have seen work that defines itself that way. And then people feel that they're being told they should be behaving differently. And I don't want to point fingers, because again, I include myself in, that's me also living in that waste and trying to figure out a different way forward, or not being more aware of my choices, more conscious. So I do, think of myself as an artivist, or environmental activism or something, but I try not to put it out there that way, only because I think it turns some people away, or they feel like I'm again pointing the finger, and I want them to be welcomed in and to feel that it's like I'm including myself. I'm also guilty. I'm not innocent. I'm not, like I said, all my clothes aren't made of hemp or something. You know what I mean? But I do try to be more aware of the choices, especially as every day you realize more and more that's going on in the world, and we want to be able to exist in a planet that supports a human life for a long
Yes.
time. So I have these ideas always on my mind, and just wish to activate awareness, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I selfishly asked that question because I have to.
No, it's good. It's good.
As an artist myself, I'm constantly asking, why am I doing this work and why am I doing it right now?
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that I'm more and more pushing towards asking myself questions and trying to find the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have done works that some would consider to be activist works, but really it's just responding to the world around me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess trying to avoid the label
Yes.
of what that is. Like, can we respond to the world around us and not be put into this category of something that it's not?
Mm-hmm. And I also feel that, people can take it again, like you mentioned earlier. They're going to see different themes. Other things will
Yes.
arise too, especially they could see the clothing as something else
Mhm.
than I see it in that moment, which is also a beautiful thing about art and dance, you
Yes.
know? Yeah. Which I
Yeah.
say, feel free to see something else too.
So then, Eduardo, for you, what is it that you would like the audience to take away from your experience? Because, like you said, the number of dancers have changed, and obviously they're not going to know the history and background of the dance. So what experience would you like for them to live in this moment with us?
That's a great question. I think part of me, I think why I choreographed this, I like to tell stories. I found myself, like you said, that I bring in a lot of the things that happen around me. And I think the last giveaway for the audience is to go ahead and reconnect with all those long friendships, and not just friends, but family and loved ones, and to really cherish them for forever.
That's really beautiful.
Mm.
That's very beautiful. And I think that we're going to end on that very beautiful, lovely note. Unless you have any final remarks or things that you would like to share about the work or yourself or the experience, you can say no. It's fine. You don't have to continue.
Just having a great time so far here.
Wonderful.
I don't want it to end,
Thank you. Yeah, so we do have 2 performances. So you are here at least for 1 more night, if not 2. Yes. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the travel and the time and the energy to get here and to share your work and your passion with us. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Performance.
Thank you.